Well, hello and welcome to another Faith, Philosophy and Life with me, Mr. Shelton. I hope that you're all doing well, and we're in a unit looking at war and peace at the moment, and we spent the last couple of lessons looking at conflict and the UN, and today we're going to be thinking about life in the army. And I don't have experience of this, I'm not going to lie to you, so apologies if I get any of this wrong, if any of you are children of army personnel. There is a worksheet linked with this lesson that you will need to access. It is in the description below, and you will need that to help us through today's lesson. I also want to say that I did manage to get this off the Times Education Supplement resources. I don't know the original author, so apologies. I have adapted this lesson, but I did want to just give credit to that. So, moving on. I wonder why someone would want to be a soldier. How do soldiers feel in war? Is it pride that they're making a difference? Is it anger? Is it guilt about killing? Is it patriotism, which is pride for their country? I want you to think about that for a moment. Why would someone want to be a soldier? Okay, so, muse on that. Here's our cheesy intro sequence. So our title today is Why Do People Join the Army? Why do people join the army? And today we're going to explore your beliefs and values about war, thinking about roles that can be done in the army, because we're going to see it's a lot more varied than what we might imagine it to be. As always, do pause me as we go and do take notes, and obviously we're going to want you to make sure that you send everything through to your teachers at the end. You will find, as I said, in the link in the description below to a worksheet. Please do access that, because you are going to need that information to help you with regards to our work today. It's going to be a good outcome if you can explain your beliefs and values about war. It'll be great if you can explain how religion affects people's views on war, and even better if you can evaluate if you think a Christian could be part of the army. During today's session, we're going to look at the different sort of forces that there are. We're going to look at quotes, some photos, some more quotes, and then do a little reflection as well. So let's just start with this. There are three main areas of the British Armed Forces. There's the Royal Navy, which includes the Navy and the Royal Marines. There's the British Army, which would include the SAS, and there's the Royal Air Force as well. As always, you are going to need to pause me because these are some key information that you need for your worksheet. But the question is, why do people join the armed forces? Well, there's lots of different reasons, and there's many people from careers that could talk about that as well with you. It's for skills, it's for experience, it's for rewards, skills again, second time, and for a social life. It's obviously a job, but it's more than a job, it's camaraderie. I've got a little clip to show you from the army. I'd like you to watch this and maybe add a few more points to your worksheet as you watch this. So let's just watch this now.
A job in the army is more than your average job. Join and you'll spend time on operations, peacekeeping, humanitarian missions, training and exchanges around the world.
The Army's here to protect us. You'll be part of doing that. You can join full-time as a regular or in your spare time as a territorial.
Regular or territorial, you do the same job. One of about 140 jobs, in fact. From chef to ammunition technician, nurse to musician, infantry soldier to military clerk.
Discover more about yourself with Army Pathfinder at armyjobs.mod.uk. Learn more about your personality, what you can do, and how you can make the most of your abilities. Combine this with Job Explorer, and you can find out which Army jobs suit you best, whether full-time or spare time, regular or territorial.
Join the Army and you'll learn with the best. You'll train with the best. You'll get life skills, skills that will increase your pay while you're in the Army, and give you the kind of qualifications and know-how they'll be looking for back in civilian life.
I knew when I joined the Army that before you do anything else in the Army, you're always going to be a soldier first, and that's what I primarily wanted to be. But I also wanted to have the scope there to do different types of jobs.
Not only are you going to get a first-class apprenticeship and get paid a lot higher wage for doing so, but you've also got the quality of life. You're in a group all about the same age, all basically want the same things, and that camaraderie, that bonding, is something you'll never get in Civvy Street.
The bond you build up here is something you'll never forget, however long you stay in.
Before I joined the Army, I was mixing with the wrong sort of guys. I was getting led astray, and for me, the Army got me focused and gave me a career.
The Army gives you three main things: self-discipline, self-confidence and self-motivation.
It gave me fitness, gave me courage, giving me leadership skills now.
I'm responsible for my section of men. I'm responsible for their lives, for getting them back in one piece. I can't see a 22-year-old in civilian life having the responsibilities that I've got.
There's always something to strive for, and there's always more things to learn, which makes you a better soldier. The qualifications that you learn will transfer to Civvy Street when you leave the Army.
It is an absolutely fantastic and rewarding job.
Professional unit, you know your job, get sent everywhere in the world, and wherever you go you're always looked up to and admired, and that to me just makes us the best Army in the world.
When I walk down the street, I feel proud. I mean, I'm not the tallest person in the world, but I feel the tallest person in the world.
Perhaps you think you could handle the challenge to lead soldiers.
Lead casualties. I said lead casualties.
If you think you've got what it takes, then why not become an officer?
Fire!
Officers are highly trained to lead soldiers in every part of the Army, from combat to medical to logistics and support.
Being an officer in the Army is very different to anything else, I would say. It requires sort of a lot of maturity from a very early age.
You are leading men, that's your primary role for the first 2 to 3 years, and you are responsible for advancing their careers, for training them, and the results you see every day.
If you have the foundations of what they think is going to be a good leader, then they can make you up to be an officer.
Being a British Army officer fills me with an immense sense of pride. I feel that I'm achieving something and doing something very worthwhile.
It is a challenge, it's very daunting as well, because you're quite young and a lot of your soldiers are a lot older, but it's not a challenge you'd want to miss out on.
There is a place for everyone in the Army, whatever your background and whatever your interests are. It's an extremely diverse and broad organisation, and it's a fantastic place to work.
We're looking for different types of people to be a soldier or officer in the regular and territorial army. There's no one single type of person that joins the British Army. Everyone counts. Everyone gets respect. If you want to be at the centre of real action, action that counts, join the Army.
You'll make mates for life. You'll do something you know is worthwhile, and you'll have a better time doing it.
One Army, regular and territorial. Who do you want to be?
Okay, so what we've got behind me then is we've got 4 different quotes. The first one is, "War is the greatest evil Satan has ever invented to corrupt our hearts and souls. We should honour our soldiers, but we should never honour war. The second one, theirs is not to make reply, theirs is not to reason why, theirs is but to do or die. Alfred Tennyson, Charge of the Light Brigade. Ernest Hemingway said this: being against evil doesn't make you good. Tonight I was against it, and I was evil myself. Another quote from Ernest Hemingway: they wrote in the old days that it is sweet and fitting to die for one's country, but in modern warfare there's nothing sweet or fitting about dying. You die like a dog for no good reason. So, I'd like you to choose one of those, and I'd like you to write down what you think about it. Maybe you might use some of these sentence starters. You don't have to. It raises a good point. It isn't good because it makes me wonder. It could be rephrased to do something to say it better. So have a look at that and just give that a go, and then come back to me when you're done. So pause me now. So we said we'd explore your beliefs, values about war, thinking about roles in the army. And we've obviously already thought about some of the different things that people do in the army in the media clip that we saw. And I'm sure we're going to come back to that a little bit later as well. What I've got to go with you now, and it says use it in pairs. Now obviously if you're doing this online and you've got friends with you that you're doing it with on FaceTime or whatever, then brilliant, you can discuss things with each other. But you're basically going to choose one of the pictures I'm going to show you. So you need to write down these three things now: where you are, what have you been doing, and how you feel. I'm going to show you these pictures, and then you're going to basically describe in your own words what you feel using those three things based on this picture. Now there are a number of these pictures. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So I'm going to just show them, and then you basically need to choose one. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to show them one by one. Some of these are quite famous. Okay, so I'm going to go through those again. Remember, you need to talk about where you are, imagining yourself in the picture, what you've been doing, and how you feel. Show those pictures again. So choose one of them to do those three things. Okay, so pause me now, choose the picture that you want, and then come back to me. Okay, so I'm going to go over some facts about those pictures now. Just that these might help just compare that. So we've got this one. You need to read the text, so pause me to read the text. I'm not reading it through with you. So the next one. The next one. Next one. Next one. And then the last one. Okay, obviously they were in a slightly different order, but I'm sure you've got the idea. So we said we'd explore your beliefs and values about war. Hopefully now you've come up with some ideas that you've got, but we really need to start focusing in now a little bit more on this. So we have done our pictures and our original quotes, so we've got some more quotes now to look at as well. So can Christians be soldiers? Remember, go back to your worksheet because there's information to complete on this. Some Christians, such as the Royal Society of Friends, Quakers, are totally opposed to fighting during warfare because they're conscientious objectors. That means that they take any public stance against conflict. They're prepared to go to battle by driving ambulances or doing other duties, but they will not fight. Other Christians are prepared to fight in the armed services, and there might be chaplains attached to military units. Most Christians today would probably not condone that war was right. Any war fought not according to the just war theory was not right, sorry. Many Christians protest against wars that they believe unjust, like the Second Gulf War. But can Christians be soldiers? This is a really interesting little reflection for you. This was done by Pastor Niemöller. Forgive me if my German's not very good there. Now I've got a little media clip to show you about him before we particularly think about this a little bit more. So let's just watch this, find this on YouTube, and then we'll come back to me. Okay, so now you've seen that. Pastor Niemöller said this: first they came for the Jews and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for the communists and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the trade unionists and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. And then finally they came for me and there was no one left to speak out for me. Really powerful little, I don't know, reflection there, I'm guessing, poem, because it really helps you realise how much of a world we're all interconnected with. And we've got a duty and a responsibility to look after other people and to speak out for people that don't have a voice. Some other quotes that people use: Martin Luther King said, "In the end we'll remember not the words of our enemies but the silence of our friends." Think about that for a second. It's not what you say, it's what you do, or what you don't do. And Albert Einstein says, "Nothing that I can do will ever change the structure of the universe, but maybe by raising a voice I can help with the greatest of all causes, goodwill among men and peace on the earth." Really powerful stuff there. So what we've done today then is we've thought about the beliefs and values that people have of war. We've thought about how religion affects people, and we need to now think about if Christians could really be part of the army. So to do with that, I've got this question for you to work through. The question is, what are your feelings about war and being a soldier? So it's a little space for you to do a little mini write on. There's some ideas of things that you might want to include on that sheet as well that you can tick off. And really this is just a total reflection opportunity for you, a perseverance task to make sure that you keep going, even though it would be dead easy to log off right now and not complete that sheet. So I'm going to leave that there. Thanks for your time. Take care of yourself, stay safe, wash hands, God bless you. And thanks to all the people in our armed forces that do such a good job in protecting us and protecting others.